One of the biggest differences between being a star and being a regular player is IQ. And this is our IQ test with Luka, Kyrie, and SGA. This is going to be going over particular pick and roll situations that can make you so much better. It's important to rewatch this because this builds pattern recognition. So check out our IQ quiz. Make sure that you keep a notebook ready to capture your answers and get better. Now, the first person we're going to be looking at is SGA on his first pick and roll. Now, before I want you guys to make a decision on this, I want you guys to know this is a screen and roll, but they're trying to high hedge with this guy, which high hedge just means that the guy who's defending him is going to sprint up right here and try to hold him while this player goes over the top of the screen. He is trying to attack him. Now, I want you guys to really think about this answer. Do you think that he should, one, make a decision to drive in this situation? Should he drive the ball here? Should he reject the screen? Or should he be looking for this guy in this situation? Now, keep in mind, this is an opportunity for him to get downhill, and this is the player he really wants to attack, and it's not a switch situation. Now, this situation will come up a lot, and I want you guys to really understand what's going on. So you can see immediately he actually attacks the guy right here and ends up getting to the basket where he's able to just shoot a simple shot in that situation. So even if guys are trying to high hedge because they don't want to switch, you can make a good decision. Now we have another guy in Luka making a decision on a screen and roll opportunity. If you look at it, we got this guy, Luka. We've got our big who's a rim roller, a guy who's going to catch lobs. And I really want you guys to see how this develops before you make a decision either way. So you see him, he's going around the screen and roll. I want you guys to decide what he should do right now. If you guys can write your answer down on a piece of paper. If you guys have your notebook ready, that's awesome. But we have the roller here. And we have a low man here who's ready to tag, and we have a corner sitter. This is the situation at this point. He's not paying attention to this guy, and he's not paying attention to this guy. These are his options, and this is the main guy to read. That's the hint I have for you. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to decide, what do you think Luka should go with the ball in this situation? So gave you guys enough time now, and here it goes. Boom. Now, the reason why he ends up throwing that lob right there, and that's just a great look by Luka, essentially, he's got a few things going on. He has two on the ball on him. So anytime you have two on you, there's somebody that's open. Now, he watched the low man, and he did not fully commit, if you watch here, to him. He did not get in the way of his roll here. He's also a lot smaller, so he can't really contest the lob threat. Yeah, he can hit the three-point shooter right here, but this is his highest percentage shot. This lob right here makes total sense. It's super efficient, and it's an easy basket, and he makes the perfect read. Watching the low man is so important in pick and roll opportunities, and it separates the guys who end up being really good players and the guys who, quite frankly, will never be pick and roll threats. Now, we see another situation. Now, imagine and think about what I told you guys before. Now, they're trying to high hedge to keep Nimbard on him. He is attacking any defender that he wants in a situation. So, now that you've seen this, you see how he's sprinting up to create that high hedge so he doesn't have to create any type of switch action. You can see here, boom. Now, I want you guys to write, do you think he should be looking for the roller? Should he slow down? Should he immediately attack this guy right here, Obi Toppin? What should his decision be in this play? Do you think he should... do you think he should roll it out here? Do you think he should try to go ahead and reject it? What do you think he should do in this play? Give you guys a few seconds to answer the question. Now, immediately he attacks, because when he attacks, this guy cannot get back in front, and now he has created a place where he does not get to decide if he switches or not. That's the reality. He has to stay on SGA, and he creates a really good opportunity for himself, and boom. Once he gets here, a lot of time you guards, this is why it's so important to play off 2 feet. As soon as you get here, now you can make a decision, and now you're in the paint and make a good decision. You broke the defense down, and this is when other actions happen. He's won the game. He has done what he was supposed to do, draw multiple defenders. Guys are not at their right spots, and now he's able to simply move the ball and let somebody else score, but it all happened because of pick and roll opportunities. A lot of your coaches will not allow you to play pick and roll because they do not trust y'all in those opportunities to make things happen. Now, we have another pick and roll opportunity with this guy, Luka Doncic. Now, he comes off the screen and roll. He can shoot a midi right here. That it could happen. If this is KD, this is a mid-range shot. But what you guys have to balance if you're a point guard is the ability to shoot mid-range shots and also the ability to make the right decisions as a passer. So, I want you guys to make a decision on where you think he should go with this pass now. And I give you a few seconds. It's a few things I want you to keep your eye on. He has 2 people on him. Now, you guys know what that means. This is the guy he's watching, the low man. He's watching here. He's not all the way committed. He is not in the play. He is still playing the corner shooter pass. Now, he has an option here for a 3-point shooter, and he essentially has an option for the big as well. So let's see what you guys think he should do in this situation. I'll give you about 3 seconds. Get your notebooks out, get your pens ready. Let's see if you guys actually have the smarts to get these answers right. Now, he ends up passing it right here to the big, right on time, and they end up getting an and 1. Now, I want you guys to really see how that ended up being a situation where he could easily get that pass in. What he was really looking for was this guy, Jackson Hayes, and where this guy would be. And because he wasn't in the direct line of Jackson Hayes, the center, if he was more to the right here, he would end up stopping this roll. And then he would have to pass it to Austin Reeves. But he did not fully commit to this guy in Jackson Hayes. So that allowed him to make a really good decision to go ahead and pass it right over here. Just was patient, easy pass. KD's too little, ends up being an easy basket for the big. Great decision making on that play. Now we're back to the guy, Shai. Keep in mind, Shai's a mid-range shooter and a great driver. He's a little different, but that'll change his pick and roll options a bit. Now I want you guys to see this. We have SGA. Once again, this whole series, they were trying to high hedge, or even in a drop at times, mainly high hedge, so that they can get Nembhard to stay on him. Now, in this situation, we essentially are creating a closeout situation. He's sprinting out here to stop him, but he's a little late. Now, I want you guys first to decide, do you think he should attack this hard off the dribble, try to get into the paint? Do you think he should decide to come off the screen and actually look for Caruso? Will he be the open guy? What do you think he should do in this situation? I'll give you guys a few more seconds to decide. And once again, he attacks the big. It is nothing he could do about it. He has created a switch that the defense does not want. Now, I want you guys to make a decision on this play. Do you think, A, he should go ahead and finish this play? Do you think he should be looking for a pass here? Do you think he should be looking for a roller? Keep in mind, this is a great finisher, and he's strong. I'll give you guys a few seconds to decide. Okay, so if you look at this play and the way it developed, whenever you have a guard that is strong, a Luka, a Shai, a Kyrie, guys who are really good at holding their lines, they have won this race. When somebody is on your hip, as long as you're physical, you're low, and you work on your body, this is an easy basket opportunity. And he takes full advantage of that and ends up getting an easy basket. Guys, if you have people on your hip, that's a time to look to score a lot of times. Now we have a different situation. We have a guy playing a little bit of a drop, and we have a guard who's going to try to get over the top. Okay? We have Kyrie Irving, who we all know is pretty much good at everything in basketball when it comes to scoring. Now, do you think he should slow down, put the guy in jail, the defender in jail? Or should he attack this big? Or should he end up waiting a little while and see this roller and create maybe a 2-on-1 situation? What do you guys think he should do in this situation? I'll give you a few seconds to decide. Now, boom, he immediately ends up attacking the big. And the reason why he ends up doing that is whenever you see a big out here, this is a one-on-one opportunity. I see so many young guards passing up on opportunities for isolation opportunities on mismatches when all you have to do is see the guy in front of you and understand what their strengths and weaknesses are and attack. He doesn't waste any time. And then he ends up finishing off probably an and one. But guys, this is our foundational workout ebook. It just came out, 8 weeks, super great stuff. We also have our website here that's really great where you can find our 8-week workout plan. You can go to our basic evaluations. It gives you a video overview, all your strengths, your weaknesses. It gives you a lot of breakdowns that can help you figure out where you fit in this basketball thing, because it's really tough to get honest evaluations. And then we have our TikTok evaluation. TikTok evaluation allows you to get some more attention. We have 40K, and it's a quick 1 minute and 30 second breakdown. And we also have our premium video evaluation, really good, very detailed. We really analyze and want the best for you guys. We really care about you guys. So check it out if you want to get better. Now we're going back to Luka and some of his decision making. We have another Jackson Hayes screen and roll. Right? So he's immediately going, they putting 2 on the ball, and essentially what's happening is that you have this guard in this situation trying to catch back up. Luka has already broke open the big here. He is outside of him, and all he has to do is drive around, right? The defense is broken. They might not know it, but it's over, okay? Now he just has to make really good decisions in this situation, which I think Luka will, and you will see the same. Now, we have him coming off the screen here, and I want you guys to notice write down where do you think he should go with the ball. Should he go maybe here? Should he go to this big in this situation? Should he go to his guard hanging out opposite corner? Now, remember what I told you guys earlier. He did his job. He has 2 people on him. And who he's really looking at is the low man right here. Now, remember the things that I told you before, and hopefully you should be able to make a pretty good, accurate decision. I'll give you a few seconds to really think about what's going on here and write it down. Or really come to your answer. But if you've been watching before, you know the ball was going to the big in that situation. And the reason is kind of the same as it was the other times, right? You're watching the low man. You're seeing if they really commit to the big. So we got this guy not really stepping in the way of where he's going. He's not committed. His body, look at his feet. Everything says I am not committing to stepping in front early so I could stop this big, hitting him in his space, right? And so you see that with this play. And as it breaks down, he doesn't have anybody in his way. Nobody really stops him. He gets inside position because Booker wasn't ready for that. And he catches it and gets an easy layup. You have to find that low man early so you can make really good decisions. And obviously, we have a shooter in Kyrie. Every player is different and should read the pick and roll a little bit different, okay? So right here, we have what I call a lazy big. Right here. You have to be able to watch the big while also watching the low man. But we have a lazy big here who's probably going to be the one catching the roller in this situation, LaMarcus Aldridge. And if you guys know him, you know he's not very fast. Anyways, so we know this defender is going to try to fight over the top of this screen here. Okay? He's sitting back, but he's going to try to fight over. Now, from that information that I gave you, what do you think he should go in this situation? He's got a few options, but I want you to remember, what is the best decision in this situation? He's going to have the opportunity to drive. He could shoot. He can deny the screen. What do you think he should do? Should he be looking for a drive? Should he be looking for a shot? Or should he be looking for a denial? Think about what you would do in Kyrie's situation as a guy who could shoot, who could drive, etc. Give you guys a few seconds to answer the question. Now, the answer is pretty simple here. You can immediately see he's trying to fight over the top like I said he would. And the lazy big is, of course, being a lazy big, protecting the basket. Now, he could drive in this situation, but the problem is when you are a big person and you're already backing up, he probably could still get by, but he's playing so far back that it gives him a chance to maybe get a block. You might have help side coming over. It's a mess. He could do it, but it's pretty tough. So he did what anybody should do when you're a shooter. Pull up, hit a wide open shot so the big has to guard you closer, and that just opens up the pick and roll even more. You have to look for that three-point shot if you have the ability to constantly. Now, we have another SGA screen. Remember what I told you. We have guys trying to high hedge so that Nimbar can stay on him. Okay? They think he's the best defender for him, and they're probably right. Absolutely right. But there's some things that I want you to pay attention to. I want you to pay attention to Miles Turner specifically on this play. I want you to watch his body, and I'll let it roll for a little while longer before you make your decision. Now, I want you guys to decide, what do you think Shai should do in this situation? Where do you think he should drive specifically? Do you think he should drive around? You think he should hit the split? Do you think he should deny? Now, this is a situation, if you're a really good pick and roll player, you're going to constantly be put in high hedge situations, and you got to make accurate decisions. All right, so I'll give you guys a few seconds to decide. What do you guys think he should do in this situation? Okay, I gave you guys a few seconds, and I want you guys to really pay attention to the defender's feet, because his feet tell the story. His legs tell the story. His momentum is already headed this way. It's headed here, okay? And because that his feet are headed that way, it tells you everything that you need to know. So, whenever you see people's the energy or legs moving this way, he needs to go ahead and split that every single time. And what happens when you do split it is a beautiful situation like this. Now, as soon as he gets here, and anytime you split the defense, you won. When you split the defense, now is one more read normally, because now you got, people like him coming up to rush you, or he's probably going to stay back to stop you from getting to the rim. But some help is going to have to come, because he's either going to have him as the pass, or he's going to have him as a pass, or he's going to have him, because somebody's going to have to give up something. Now, this is where you guys come in. I want you guys to decide, where should he pass the ball to right here? I give you guys a few seconds to decide. I want you guys to really pay attention to Shai's when he's attacking this rim. Who's open? Where's the breakdown coming from? Whoever is helping is the guy, whoever is the helpers is the guys you need to be paying attention to, which is here, and you have another guy here. This guy no longer matters. He does not matter. So I'll give you guys about 3 more seconds to decide. Now, the easy answer, it was pretty simple, was this pass right in the corner. Let me show you why this was the easy pass. Whenever he started to come down, right about, I would say right here, it was over. As soon as you see that body shift, he was going to be wide open. And so he did what he was supposed to. He attacked the rim and made it easy for somebody else. This is why you guys need to be looking to attack the rim if you want to be a high-level point guard. All right, guys, now we have a Kyrie Irving pick and roll situation. He doesn't step up. Now, what do you think Kyrie should do in this situation? Should Kyrie look to keep going downhill and get the easy basket? Should he, I don't know, look for a pass in the situation? Or should he try to bounce it out? Should he try to do a step back here and score? What's the easiest opportunity for him? I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer that question. Now, if you guys chose for this to happen, you were absolutely right. An easy basket, an easy straight line drive. And the reason why this answer was obvious to me is I talked to you guys before about when you are a stronger player, you play low, you're able to keep your line like this situation. He's already beat. He's already done. There's nothing he could do about it. So who you're really looking at is the helper. You're looking at here, is he going to help? Is he going to commit to also helping? Monte Ellis, is he going to decide to help? Or is he, going to stick? He made his choice. He's not helping. So you only looking at one player in this situation. Is this big going to step up? And he cannot step up. He cannot do this because his big has done a really good job. So you want to watch the helpers and you also want to watch your men and how they play. And because Tristan Thompson does his job, he should have got some points for this too. Makes it an easy layup. And that's a really good decision off the pick and roll. That's the type of things you see yourself in all the time as you play with better players. We have Luka once again, a screen and roll situation. Now, boom, we have Jackson Hayes, and now Luka has did what? His job. He drew 2 people in. But now he's got some options. He could decide to kick to the three-point man who's a little bit far. He has obviously his roller and he has a 3-point shooter. Now, I want you guys to really think about this. He's done his job. He's watching the low man. And I'll give you guys about 1 or 2 seconds to really decide on what he should do. Now, remember what I told you before. The low man is the key. He is not helping. He is sticking. So, watching his feet will tell you the entire story of this. His movement and direction is here. He is not stopping the line of Jackson Hayes. That's what you got to watch. It's really hard to do, but as you watch these videos more and you build pattern recognition, all this stuff will get so much easier over time. And so he ends up passing the ball easily right to Jackson Hayes for an easy dunk. And it all comes from watching a guy not fully commit to getting in front. He's not on the right angle. He's a smaller player. He cannot stop that pass from going like that. And that's just a great read in that situation. This is how you get more pick and roll opportunities as a team. And you have to go ahead and work on your shooting, your driving, and actually working on passing to do this. Now, we have a Jackson Hayes and Luka Doncic screen and roll. Now, where do you think the ball should go to? Once again, he's done his job. He's got 2 people on him. He's watching low man. He's got another guy who's coming in to tag 2, looks like. He's not fully committed, okay? I give you guys a few seconds to answer. This one's a little bit more difficult because on first glance, you're going to say, hey, you might think he's going to attack. You might think he's going to be here. But if you watch it for a few seconds, it'll all make sense. And if you've been listening to me so far, you already know the answer to this. Give you a few more seconds. And as you can see, he actually does a look off pass to the big, which actually does a great job at a couple of things. It moves him, even though it would have been really hard for D-Book to go ahead and block this anyway. A simple look away pass, and he uses a hook on top of it to get it over the overreaching arms. Makes this an easy opportunity for Jackson Hayes to go up and get it. That is the value of using your eyes. Now, in this situation, we're going to look at another Shea screen and roll. This is a different situation. He's attacking, and I want you guys to pay close attention before I ask you what's the read on this play. There's a few different guys that I want you to look at. We have a guy sitting corner, a guy who hasn't really sprinted to the corner, so there's not really space. Okay, we have a trailing guard on this play who does a good job at getting through the screen. And we have a big who's really in a stance, okay? So what essentially ends up happening in this situation is there's not a ton of space, okay? So I want you guys to really think about what he should look for in this situation. All right, I'll give you guys a few more seconds here. Where do you think the ball should go in this situation? Should he try to drive it, try to force his way? Should he try to, come back around on a denial? Should he hit the corner pass? Or should he be looking for this roller in this situation? I'll give you a few seconds to decide. All right. Now, the answer is pretty simple in this situation. He did his job. He drew two people, right? He drew two. He's got two people on him, and there's not a lot of space for him to operate as the scorer. So what he's going to do is throw the pass, and it immediately causes a breakdown. He's got a good passer coming off this as well. He has the opportunity to shoot the floater. Instead, he just makes the best pass possible, which is another pass. Now, we have another Luka pick and roll. Once again, okay, I want you guys to think about what Luka should do in this situation. This is the guys he's looking at. First, he's going to look at him. Is he playing the right way? He looks like he's trying to high hedge. That means, once again, paying attention to the feet. Okay? Is the feet going too far this way? How close is he away from the big? Is he really closing that space up? Or should he try to force his way around? I want you guys to really think about that. So should he split? Should he try to go around it? Or should he, just pause for a second, let his man roll? Think about it. I give you about 3 or 4 seconds to decide. You guys can even pause for a second. All right. Now, if you guys chose the split, it was the right answer. Now, just like our other video, you could already tell where the guy's momentum is going. His momentum is going this way. He is sprinting, he is out of control, and he's not close enough to the big to not have space. He has too much space right here in this middle to operate. And remember how important I told you those splits were, because when you're able to split a screen, the defense is broken down. That's a really good option to consistently have, is the split option. So when he splits, he immediately has here. Now I want you guys to decide, what do you think Luka should do in this situation? Should he hit a pass right here? Obviously, this guy is not a great shooter, 35% shooter, not the best. He also has the option for the three-point shooter. Really good three-point shooter, but he's got a guy here who's could kind of cover some of that space, but he probably can get it through. Or should he keep attacking in this situation? Should he keep trying to go downhill? Has he been stopped? I want you guys to really pay attention to this guy in particular. Remember, you're trying to score first. You're trying to put so much pressure. You got to know your personnel. You got to see who's available, who's open, and what's the best decision. Now, gave you guys a few seconds, and I really want you guys, one more second. Where is his feet going? Look at his feet. All right? But I gave you all the hints I can. He ends up faking it and getting to the basket for an easy basket. Now, this is why it's so important to watch the defenders' bodies when you drive. If they don't fully cut you off, he never fully got in the way of the offensive player. If you really look at him, he should have been sliding even more here. So when Luka comes, he's almost getting ready for a charge. And then that would make him have to pass this. But he didn't. He never stopped him. So he went ahead and he attacked. A lot of you guys are making passes too early, are making your reads too early when it's not time to make them. And on this situation, we have another Shai Gilgeous screen and roll. Remember what I told you before. They want a high hedge because, well, they're scared. So Halliburton is only trying to get here just so the defender Nimbar could get back in front. What do you think he should do in this situation? Should he attack it? Should he get downhill? Should he look for his big? Well, it's not a big, it's Wiggins, but what do you guys think he should do? And I want you to think where he should, if he does decide to attack, should he try to split? Should he try to go around? Where do you think he should go on an attack? Now, he decides to split. And I told you that before. You have to see how the defender comes up. And he has way too much space. That's all that is, way too much space. If he wanted to really stop this, he would have to be around this area and then moving forward. But he attacks the split. And once again, what does that do? Opens it up. Opens the whole floor up once he splits. And now he has decisions that he's able to make. And this is a crucial decision for all mid-range shooters. He could have shot this, but that's the decision you got to make. A lot of mid-range shots, you've broken down the defense, you have the shot, but you also have the pass. And balancing this as a point guard is pretty hard because he has open options here. He has Jalen Williams. He has a big that might be coming up for a seal. He has a potential this guy. He has so many options for shooters, okay? But this is when he makes really good decisions, okay? Sometimes he has to shoot the midi, but he makes the right decision on this play. So somebody, instead of getting a 2, ends up getting a 3. And those kind of passes matter. Yes, you need the mid-range shots, but you have to be able to make really good decisions off of that. Well, as you split the defense, you could see how much trouble that consistently creates for defenses. I see so many high school kids and college kids, soon as they get the split, soon as they get around the screen, they're just looking almost to run around here. They want to almost get to the baseline and just do the same thing over and over, and the big is easily able to stop it, right? That's why you attack it. And you make them stop you from splitting. That's going to make it so easy to get around different hedges. Don't forget to get our workout ebook and make sure you like, subscribe, and check out our website as soon as possible.